Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round, no one wants to be first found.
I wanted to just refresh your memory from yesterday's police report. Kitty cat's doing her claw thing. I already ran through the 7th, but I'm just going to flip through a couple of them that were, the whole day was crazy, but there's the, fake $10 bills, 4 fake $10 bills. I'm just wondering who's passing those around now. I mean, during this whole thing. Could also be, because when you're dealing with rugs and stuff like that, I assume you would probably deal in other fraudulent things. So maybe not. Oh, kitty, there you go. Oh, good girl. Okay, so some of these I think probably are Kelly. Other ones probably not. But there's some that make me really think they are because of the area that she hangs out in, or has family in, friends, or whatever. She seems to be well liked, actually. There's an unattended death. There's that one. 500 block Victoria Drive. 43 years old, you guys. 43. And mind you, this is, I'm trying to connect dates that a certain person's back in town after being let out on furlough. And this, I believe he was caught or arrested. He got arrested again in Spokane, I believe. And I think it happened around somewhere around the 2nd of December, and then they expedited him back to Latah County. So with those things like that happening, just having someone back in that area that is like in charge of something, I would think would get some balls rolling somewhere along the line, because that just seems like that's how it's working over here. And I think it works like that in general, actually. It's just this word of mouth. I mean, it's amazing what people can get out when they're incarcerated, what they can get out into the public, get going. I mean, we've seen it in this whole case. It's just crazy. So I'm not surprised that some things are going to be happening in this town, because if he's back in town and that was his job to distribute, then there's more than likely going to be some ODs, because I don't know if he was careful with his stuff, if he didn't, made sure that kind of stuff wasn't in there, which even though he had it, maybe he was careful with it, maybe he wasn't. Maybe these people aren't careful with it, they add this or add that, or do it, I don't know, do whatever in the same room and cross-contaminate things. I don't know. Thank God I've never had dealt with something like that. It makes my heart race just thinking about it. Ugh. It's scary. There's travel trailer yelling, cussing in the parking lot, and there's so this was the vehicle that was broken into. This makes me think this was Kelly's car, because she thinks that a Moscow police officer put a tracking device in her car. So it was RP's vehicle was broken into last night. Nothing was taken, but the vehicle was locked, but there was no forced entry. Happened at 2300 hours. That makes me think that, you got a Jimmy, is it a Jimmy stick, or what's it called? Anyway, cops have them, and they put them down your door, and they unlock your door for you. I mean, we used to always call the cops when we unlocked our keys in the car. Then there's a report someone got a fraudulent message. That could be her, could not, maybe not. I mean, there's just so much stuff that goes on in this town that's just, could be anybody, Reporting a man who has a broken down truck stuck in the middle of, the turn lane. This one's weird. That's on these are all on the one I just did. Well, actually, the one right before the one I just did. But I'm just kind of refreshing memories here. I think this might be her too, because she needs to pick up some belongings. Because there's just was a court order just been called in the last couple days that they needed to pick up and serve and all that kind of stuff. So this might be her. It might not. King Road and Queen. These are reporters clogging up the area. Here. Oh, here she comes. Hold on, kitty cat. Here, come on. Come here. Come here. I'll put you outside in a minute. Come here. Sunny, what you doing? Come here. Well, she's not taking no for an answer. Looks like I'm going to get up and get her butt outside. Is it raining out there? I'm going to put the lid on my cut up fruit before she jumps over top of me and gets kitty litter in it. Yeah. And I'm not joking. Okay. All right. I'll be back. Okay. I don't remember exactly where I left off when I had to go to get the kitty outside, but I know I read that one, and then the tracking device on the car. So that's the one that Lana did, where she got the, well, it said that she got the body cam, I think, on her thumbnail, but she didn't get the body cam. She got the 911 call, and yeah, so a couple of those, which told a lot, but it would have been nice to have the body cam and not, I was looking forward to that, actually, to tell you the truth. Listen to Eddie. He says, hello, hello, with his meow. Okay, so, yeah, the tracking device on her phone. On her car. And like I said in my last one, when something like that happens, because you just have a gut feeling. If something feels so wrong when you know something, it does. It just feels wrong. It's happened to me, and I know it's not a good feeling. I'm sure she was scared if she's home, because I think Lana was saying that she was living in her car, so I'm sure she was a little scared. Then there's this 2-vehicle accident. EMS in law responded. 1 patient transported. That's not good. The outright. I touched base on this one too. Like, she's got theft on her police report, and she's that's one of her charges. And this Tri-State Outfitter is just it's kind of like, has outdoor clothes and stuff like that. So maybe she was cold and she went and took a piece of clothing. It's not right, but don't they have donation things there or something? Anyway, I'm just talking out my ass now. Parking problem. Now, I think I kind of like flipped over this one last time. I don't really remember even reading this one, but there's a parking problem, and this is a vehicle parked next to the fire hydrant on Taylor Avenue, you guys, where Maddie's coat was, or whoever's coat that was. Yeah, parking problem, right next to the fire hydrant. Bizarre. This one being the vehicle being towed, I almost feel like that maybe she was parked there or something, and they towed her vehicle, but. I don't know what she's doing, or how she's moving around, or who she's, how she's stopping at and how long she's there and that kind of thing. I don't know, but she seems like she's in a kind of a whirlwind right now. And let's see, not neighbor's dog's barking. And this is Leonard's daughter, tearing the joint up over there. And I'm assuming it's the 15-year-old. Although it could be either or, because they're both a little wild. 15-year-old seems a little wilder than the 20-year-old, but yeah, EMS, fire, and law. And the day before this is when Leonard got hauled off. So can you imagine growing up in a house like that, and just the volatile stuff that must go on day in and day out? Leonard is a habitual user, I believe. He is on antidepressants, which obviously he's talked about it in some of the recordings I've played for you thus far. And And so the recordings that have been played, this is the house right here that's on this police report. And the daughter, the one that they said ran away, I believe is the one that's tearing the house up. And if not, then it's the other one. And that's the one that I believe was on Linda Lane and that area that night, who wrecked her car. But this one was so bad, they had to have EMS, fire, and law respond again the next day. I mean, the dad's in jail. You know, James is in jail. It's crazy. But, hold on, I just ate a strawberry. With the stuff that I get from Trader Joe's. And it's called chili lime seasoning blend. Oh my God, it is so good on strawberries. It's incredible. Yeah, anyway, that's what, it just, puckered my mouth. So, as I was saying, growing up in this house and coming out on the, calm side of things, rarely does that happen in a case like that. You've got the guy that 10 years earlier unalived somebody. Now he just beat up his wife, and the girls both witnessed it, plus the infant child that's not even 1 year old, and the boyfriend of the one that drove the car the night that she wrecked it. I mean, and then you got all this other stuff going on in that trailer park. I'm not saying trailer parks are bad. Someone in my comments said that mentioned it and was kind of a little snippy about it. But I just want to tell you that I don't think that. In fact, some of my favorite places I've ever lived have been in trailers. They make some really cool ones. And you can fix up the old ones too. So no, I'm not dissing trailers. I'm dissing this trailer park. Or the people, some people in this trailer park. Not all of them. But there's a lot of people in this one that have things that make you go, there's several of them in this one. So please don't think I'm dissing trailer parks. I'm not. Not at all. See, there's that honk. I hate hearing that honk. I dislike it very much. It just reminds me of Linda Lane. And it scares the crap out of me whenever they do it, especially at night. Ugh. There's also a big truck that comes by here that sounds just like the one on Linda Lane too. Oh, scary. Suspicious person. Believe someone is in her house. Our reporting party in basement and heard a interior door squeak from the upstairs. So that's happening a lot in this town too, is there's someone going in to places and they say things are just moved around. Nothing's taken that they can tell, but things are moved around. Well, that's called gaslighting. That's somebody trying to make you go crazy. Or it's somebody just looking for something and they're not finding it and just, wanting to be secretive about it and be on the down low. But more than likely, I think someone's trying to drive someone out nuts. And assault. Oh, okay. I read that one with the Winco. Okay, so now we're on the 8th, right? We've got an unconscious person at Elm Street at Pi Delta. So you know what? I think I'm going to take you there on my land glide. So this is Elm Street Pi Delta. It should show me on land glide where that is. So Pi Delta. So hold on 1 second. Well, that was really weird. I literally put in Elm Street, and this is how it's kind of scary. This is how much I kind of know these things. There was a bunch of addresses to choose from, and I chose 804, and it took me right there. There might be other ones too, so it might not just be that one. But this here is kind of a good way to show just where things are. So 804 is right here. That's that. So that's where the call came from. And right next door you got the Idaho Institute of Christian Education. That's interesting. What's here? More education. Alpha Kappa Epsilon. Kappa Kappa Gamma Gamma Pi Pi Pi. Where's my pie? Kappa Kappa Gamma Gamma. And there's a Beta Theta Pi. Yeah, so they're all around here. All of them are in one little secluded area, except for Sigma Chi and the other one that Nick Green is associated with, and the guys in Banfield. And that was the one right across the street, opposite the side, like looking, turning around where the kids were, standing at that hydrant and looking out across the street. To the left would have been Sigma Chi. To the right would have been this other one. So you've got, let me find Deacon over here. Okay, I'm trying to find my way here. Hold on. Okay, so there's Blake. Okay, so this is where the house was that happened at, right? Okay, we're going to cruise down here. You've got Blake Avenue right here. Blake Avenue is the one that has the frats on. And so when you're looking out on that Linda Lane footage, find it here, hold on. I gotta go up further. Right here. So as you're looking out on that Linda Lane footage on the 1320, the dumpster side, look way out till as far as you can see to where it's like going downtown area where there's a bunch of lights. Well, that's all this area with all these fraternities and all these frats, right? I mean, sororities and fraternities. That's all that area that you're looking out, because we're looking here. We're looking right down here. We're going to go down, cruise down here. And this, where am I at here? Hold on. So right here is Linda Lane, right here. So the camera, as we're looking out, is like right here. Can you see where my cursor is right there? Where that 1320 right there. That'll show you right there. So as you're looking out through there and that camera's going all the way down, you're going to be cruising down here, and you're going to see all of these lights, all these cars are moving around all over here. There's lots in this red lot. There's lots all the way down here. It's all university stuff. And it's all through here. Well, these cars move a lot. Let me see, where's the other air? Okay, so University Avenue, I believe. They cruise through here. And this is all, I mean, look at Idaho Boys Dormitory. There's, it goes all the way through here. And it's all university stuff. This was all the lights you see are all university. So that night, all the vehicles and the stuff that we were seeing were literally a ton in this area, but a lot of them were also right down here. So you got Nez Perce. Now Nez Perce takes you, if you go across and around, it takes you to Sigma Chi, which is right there. Well, as you're cruising, you're going around this way, there's, I believe this one, let me see what it says here. Ooh, they're not listing it. Ooh, maybe they're catching on to me. I believe it's this one right there. Let me see where the arrow goes. Farmhouse. It's not listing them. It's interesting. But see, well, look at this area. You know, this is all university, owned by the university. And what's interesting is Sigma Chi is not. But this other house is that the boys were in, because this right here, I believe, is one of the frat house that looks out. It's got the AXE, oh, there we go. It says it right there, Kappa Lambda. I just had to get closer. All right. Well, what happened to Pi Kappa Alpha? Doesn't look like there's anything there. That's kind of weird, don't you think? That's odd. Are there any more like that? Wow, that's strange. So, yeah. Okay, back here. So this right here, if you're cruising, this Alpha Kappa Lambda, this is where the three boys that ran across the field that got stopped by the cops, this is where they are. And there's also a Nick Green that is in there. So we're going to take a cruise down the drive here. This is Nez Perce. Nez Perce is going to come down, and it's going to connect to Blake. And Blake, you're going to cruise down. No. And you're going to end up on Taylor Avenue. Now, if you go this way on Taylor Avenue, it's going to take you to Linda Lane here. It's going to keep going. And this is the one small Queen Road apartment buildings. And then this is the Twinkies. And then this is the Taylor Avenue where the cops stopped the kids. And so right here is basically where the hydrant is, because this is where the parking lot is, right? And so this is where you'd walk up to go that little pathway, and then you'd end up at the 1122. So the pathway to get to these places where these cars were going, they were coming out of Linda Lane, which is right down here. And there's a driveway, you can get to it right through here. I don't know how far you can go. There's only a little parking spot right here, so I don't know what's this right here? Big slab of something or what? But they were cruising up, so I think they had to have been going on Blake Avenue. But they were coming up here and they were turning down here. And they were stopping somewhere around here, which I'm assuming is right here, because that's where those boys were that were running. Yeah. So this side over here is all the fraternities and the sororities, the houses for the college houses that they're supposed to be, watch your P's and Q's. But on the other side of Taylor, it's a whole nother story. This is Greek Row. This is off-campus Greek Row all through here. And they're everywhere. So on Blake Avenue, which is... It's weird how it shows this, because right here... Oh, it doesn't show it. Okay, never mind. So all these houses right through here, down Blake Avenue right here, those are all, in my opinion, those are all satellite houses, off-campus satellite houses, which are the same as like the King Road ones, where the parties happen. This is where they can get away with the parties. They just cross the street and then they party. Well, if you look at this, Linda Lane right here, where the dumpster is right here, you just walk right there, which that's Saeed's house right there, and you just walk right over here to Blake Avenue. This is where the cars were pulling up and going in the back, and then they were walking across over here to Linda Lane. And then they were walking up here and just going about their business right here. Or right here. Or right here. Where is it? Right there. It's all in close proximity, and it doesn't take long to get there. I mean, boom, you're right there. And then you've got Deacon was the next street over. And Deacon, there was police reports on there that night where they had there was under just like the underage boys there was one of those that happened earlier that night where the cops ticketed some guys. That'd be a good report to get. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you this area here, which is interesting. And then of course, and then you come back up here, and Walenta goes up this way, goes up and around, all the way around, comes up back up here, Walenta, and Walenta turns into Ridge Road for a little bit, and then it goes back into Walenta, and then if you go cruise down here, Walenta, then you just turn this way and you're on King right here. So it's just right up behind all of that stuff. Now, up here, so here's the top part of Walenta, right? And here's where like the Moyes or whatever right there. So all you have to do is walk up here. There's a stop sign right here. You either stop and you go this way, or you go back down Walenta this way. But if you go just a little bit right here at the top of this Walenta, there's a stairwell right here. A long cement staircase that's got railing on the side. And it walks right down to... Whoa, that was weird. Dang, someone doesn't want me to show you. It walks right down to the Bailey's house right there. It's that close, you guys. You could throw a rock from here to here easily. Look at that. Boom. That is how close it is. And that's not the only person that lives in that area. This area is clogged full of all of it. It's crazy. I'm going to run through this map someday with you guys to show you, because it's really interesting. I think, anyway. I've never been a map person, but this one's really kind of fun. Okay, let me get you back to the police reports. Okay, so there's an unconscious person there, right? Transported to Gritton Hospital. You don't say. I wonder what was happening there. Well, this is interesting because at this point, there's nobody at King House at this point because they're gone. They're deceased. But there's still stuff happening. There's still stuff coming in town because there's still students, unconscious students. There's still unattended deaths. There's still, tickets given out to minor consumption. It's still going on. So you think that house was the problem? I just ate a grape. Oops. No, it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. And it is unfortunate, but it's going to keep happening. As long as that's in that town, which has been pretty rampant from what I understand. And obviously both big boss guys are incarcerated at the moment, so there's somebody else there, took it over. Noise complaint. Oh, people being loud over the Grove Apartments again. That's the one that Demetrius got arrested at. Vetch Street. Okay, so this is a vehicle been parked in front of the house. It's got expired plates. Vehicle chalked and tagged. So I was listening. It popped up in my feed today. It was one of those Stingray things, but it was a different type of one. It was like I don't remember what it was called, but I'll have to do a video on it. It's kind of interesting. But what it got me thinking about was the police officers after seeing, with the tracking device in the car and stuff, is I bet you anything. I will bet you that several of those cars, if not half of those cars that are parked there in these places that they're staying there forever, I bet you they have tracking. I bet you they have some type of surveillance in them or listening device, and they're listening to what's going on around there. I bet you. Bet you. Okay. Another traffic accident. Ongoing barking. Polk Street. There's somebody on Polk Street that's either the Rhodes or the Farleys. I can't remember which one, but I think it might be. I don't know how they're connected. I mean, I know how some of them are connected, but there's some of them that I can't quite figure it out. But because there's so many like marriages and like, I don't know if they're adoptions. I don't know what they are, but it's kind of a weird type of little line of people. It's kind of interesting. But it is a hound dog. It is a hound dog, you guys. And let me tell you, when a hound dog barks, you know it. Oh, here we go. This one right here. Oh my God. This is a hemorrhage. Now, I've never, in all the times I have been reading these things, I have never seen a hemorrhage. Now, to me, my first thought was with this hemorrhage was that someone had gotten hurt, maybe stabbed, and they didn't take care of it, and the blood clotted up and it started hemorrhaging because they didn't go take care of the wound. That was my first thought. Why I thought it, I don't know. My brain just went there. But this is at Pi Kappa Tau. So let's go see where that is. One transported to Gritman. Another student, you guys. Another student transferred to Gritman Hospital. And we don't even know if these other ones were students. It doesn't say they were students. We know these are because they're at well, more than likely they are because they're at student housing. They're at a frat or sorority. So this one's 620 Idaho Avenue. Let's go see. Okay, so this is 620 Idaho Avenue. Pi Kappa Tau Corporation. And whoever owns that is over in Troy. Or in that address might be another one under there, so they might not live there, but that's where the next one goes to, because it's not the people that own these things aren't going to be living at these things because it's for the, it's for the students. So, yeah, well, we're right there. I mean, right over here is where the other one happened, right here, right? So it's literally across kitty corner from that one. That's where that happened. Pretty close proximity, right? So who's the little distributor in this area that's distributing stuff right now, because people are going to the hospital. 2 so far in one day. Well, that we know that are students, that is. Okay, well, that's a hemorrhage. That is a very strange thing. God. Yeah, give me some insight on that. What do you guys think? There's all sorts of things that could be like with a hemorrhage, right? It's just steering me towards something that wasn't taken care of, and now it's hemorrhaging. Yikes! It was scary. Okay, so we've got South Blaine. Request to speak with an officer about a dispute over disabled parking space. That would, yeah. Animal problem. Oh, this is so sad. Dog stuck on some ice in the creek and the reporting party can't get to him. Officer responded, no report. Sometimes I'm glad I don't know what happens in the end of these because it's horrible. Traffic accident. Okay, traffic violation. Now, this is an officer requested case. So, this right here, with all the stuff that's going on with Farley, with Kelli, this makes me feel like they requested a case, maybe to, I don't know if it's to harass her. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying that due to what the things I've heard, that we've read, that I've read you in here that are reported, that there's something going on between the cops and her. And on one of the 911 calls Lana was listening to, there's the dispatch who was talking to the officer who was in contact with Kelli, and at one point he said, basically the call's over, no report, and then the next thing he turns around and says, just give her my private number. What? Okay, I posted a picture. She was eating I think it's an ice cream bar, ice cream bar or something. And that picture, in my opinion, tells me some bad stuff. It's the way her eyes look in it. It's that thing shoved in her mouth. And the coldness of the look she has on her face, like she doesn't have, like if you really honestly were to look at her, it would be like no expression. But when you start really looking at how she looks, what's behind that no expression, there's a lot going on there. A lot going on. And from what we know about Pullman, and those officers are bouncing back and forth from Pullman to Moscow. And I'm not saying that Moscow doesn't have these type of people either, that it's all Pullman. I'm not saying that at all, because I don't believe that. I don't know, but I don't believe that at all. The one guy that was let go, that was getting away with it for 2 years, in the annual police report, he's in their photos in Moscow. So he was bouncing back and forth from Pullman to Moscow the same year. I didn't know you could do that, but I guess you can. And over there, nothing's off limits. You know? So anyway, this is requesting a case. This is an officer requesting a case for a traffic violation. Now we have an alcohol offense. So here we go, you guys. So it was requested, this traffic violation, that someone... Okay, let me say this. Let's say that Kelli, I'm not saying she was, I'm just a scenario, that she's homeless, right? She's in her car. Let's say she's drinking, she can't go anywhere. She's going to sit there. This is where she's basically living, so she's going to be sitting there for a while. Hopefully she doesn't leave if she's doing that, but she's in her car and she's drinking a beer. Someone calls, or the officers know this from previous times with her, and they just want to get, get her arrested or harass her or whatever. So they put in an officer requested case, and this is a traffic violation. But they're not going to say she's drinking, right? They're just going to say it's a violation. Maybe she's parked too long in one spot, or, maybe tabs are something just a little small violation. But when they get there, because they already know she's probably drinking a beer because she's going to be sitting there all night, that's when they're going to do this alcohol offense. 200 block of West 6th Street. Officer requested case. 9:46 to 9:56. This is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing and what I feel. Then you have a dog running around, couldn't catch it, off Blaine and 8th. Pullman, citizen assist, requesting 911, advising he stepped out of his vehicle to put money into a machine and his dog locked the doors. Oh, you guys, this sounds so familiar. I now have to, sometimes I scare the crap out of myself when I get out of here because I don't bring my keys with me. And that is a bad mistake because that little girl, she likes to get up there and lock the doors. She's locked me out. Oh, my goodness. So this isn't the university car wash here. The day of the happenings over there, there was a car that called in. Someone called in to report that they found a credit card at the car wash. Wouldn't you love to know whose credit card that was? Going through a car wash that day in November. I'm not saying they don't like to keep clean cars because I'm sure they get pretty dirty, and that's the reason why there's car washes, right? But I'm just saying. Now we've got Creekside Lane, non-injury traffic, 2 vehicle accident, officer responded, no report. Welfare check. Okay. Now this looks like an actual welfare check. Embry says that the welfare checks sometimes are like a way to get to like when Farley was allegedly passed out behind the wheel at the dollar store. Well, maybe he wasn't passed out. Maybe that's just how it came in. Maybe that's how they put it on the police report. But they went there because they knew that's where they were because an informant told them, hey, he's over there. He's doing a deal, right? So that's what these welfare checks, which is very enlightening. I'm glad he actually said that because that makes a lot of sense now. Way more sense. So this one actually sounds like it could very well be an actual welfare check. So advising 3 people walking, 1 person appears to have fallen down. Officer responded, unable to locate, no report. It could also be on the welfare check side as, there's a bunch of drunk people out there. You better go ticket him, Here's another officer requested a case. Parking problem. Here's another one. Are they harassing her? Because she's homeless. She's driving around and parking places. Are they harassing her? Officer requested a case. 500 block of South Main Street. A parking problem. Before we had a traffic violation. Theft. Pullman Road Walmart. Reporting a cold theft. 12/5/22. Well, why are they just... Officer responded... Okay. Reporting cold theft from 12... Officer responded, report taken. Why are they taking that long to report a theft? Makes no sense to me. Structure fire. Monroe Street. Complaint of breaker sparking. Fire and MPD. Respond, no report. Vehicle prowl. Palouse. So, vehicle was just broken into within the last 20 minutes. Officer responded. Report taken. Was this Kelli calling in to say that her vehicle was broken into? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But it seems like they're kind of picking on her, right? Something's going down. Moscow Avenue. Taylor Avenue. Suspicious person. About 5 minutes ago, reporting party heard someone trying to open the front door. Did not see anyone. Officer responded, no report. Whew. That was where that car was parked in front of the fire hydrant. Theft of an automobile. 1630 Main Street. Vehicle is missing and reporting party thinks his girlfriend took it. Officer responded, no report. Could this be... Could they have confiscated her vehicle and she went over to the boyfriend's or whatever, and got another one? I don't know. I'm just kind of talking, just kind of working out in my head. But she's definitely being harassed, I think, in my opinion. Animal complaint. So we got the Police River Drive at the Arboretum reporting there are 2 moose in the Arboretum. Nice. Moose look like dumb, gentle creatures, but they can be pretty ornery. Civil calls Almond Street. The reporting party's ex keeps trying to get in touch with her, and she's asked him not to. Officer advised, no report. RP's ex keeps trying to get in touch with her. So that's the boyfriend trying to get in touch with the girl. Noise complaint. Pullman Road, the Empire. People are being loud and hammering things. The Empire is I think it used to maybe be a hotel or something, and now it's like these little apartments or something, rather. Pretty sure that's what that is. Oh, so, okay, so we have to go to the other police reports. This must be the end of what was this one, the 8th, or, let me go look real quick. This one's actually getting up to 34 minutes, so maybe I'll cut this one off, and I'll go get this one up, and I'll do the next one.